Good morning. Globally, markets are pushing higher even as conflict risk rises, with tech stocks again doing much of the heavy lifting. The Financial Times notes the disconnect. Investors are treating the current war-driven supply shock as containable, but the same coverage warns the physical world is reasserting itself, with geography, shipping lanes and energy flows shaping outcomes as much as digital innovation. On global conflict, the Middle East remains the central driver of risk. The Trump administration has fast-tracked about $8.6 billion in arms sales to Middle East allies, aimed at shoring up partners during the Iran war, while also warning Europe of potential delays to weapons shipments. In parallel, the U.S. is threatening shipping firms with sanctions if they pay tolls to Iran, tightening pressure around maritime trade. In the region, Israel has carried out strikes in southern Lebanon, with Lebanon's health ministry reporting 13 killed, including women and a child. Despite a ceasefire framework, Gaza's humanitarian situation remains severe, with reporting highlighting deteriorating camp conditions and disease risks. Maritime security is also worsening around the Red Sea and Horn of Africa. The BBC reports an oil tanker has been hijacked off Yemen and taken towards Somalia, the second such incident in 10 days, and Al Jazeera says Yemen is reporting the hijacked tanker is headed for Somalia, part of a broader pattern of vessel seizures near the same corridor. The immediate economic implication is higher insurance and freight costs on already stressed routes. In Europe, Germany says a U.S. troop withdrawal is foreseeable as NATO seeks clarification, a reminder that alliance posture and defense resourcing are in flux at the same time as Washington accelerates arms sales elsewhere. On the technological revolution and artificial intelligence, the market story remains that tech is still setting the pace for indices, even amid war. Separately, ABC reporting on Scam Center simulator games highlights the social impact of digital platforms. Survivors say they are distressed by entertainment products that serialize real exploitation, underscoring the growing policy challenge around online harms, content moderation, and the ethics of immersive technologies. Turning to Australia, cost pressures remain front of mind. ABC has a ground-level look at freight economics on Australia's busiest route, where a single fill-up for a truck can run to $2,553, costs that can flow through supply chains into consumer prices. SBS's weekly money wrap flags grocery price hikes and a turning point in house values, alongside an ATO warning as tax time approaches. On Australian government policy and politics, SBS reports 6 Australian Gaza Aid Flotilla activists have been released in Greece, with 3 alleging they were subjected to violence and mistreatment while on board an Israeli vessel. Internationally, Spain is demanding Israel release an arrested flotilla crew member, keeping the issue diplomatically live and likely to remain sensitive domestically. For the Australian Public Service and public institutions, The Guardian reports Antoinette Lattouf speaking about her bruising legal battle with the ABC and its personal toll, a story that continues to intersect with broader debates about governance, workplace processes and editorial independence in publicly funded institutions. In local and community news, Alice Springs is mourning a child, with SBS reporting elders urging space to grieve and warning against violence after recent unrest. And in health and innovation, the Sydney Morning Herald reports on world-first medical efforts at the Alfred to save a U.S. Marine suffering a rare, aggressive fungal infection after a remote Northern Territory air crash, highlighting Australia's high-end clinical capability and the growing importance of medical technology in critical care.